Hello, Ghanaians. We are going to talk about book knowledge and how to be successful in Ghana or in life. Now, it has come to our notice that many people are not able to make it because they base their success in life only on book knowledge, only on education received from the school. Many people think you'll only be successful if you get a degree or a master's, and that's the only way some people see life to be successful. As much as that is not very true, a certain campus director of Webster University, who is known as Christa Elsie Sanders Bobtoya, she has urged students to go beyond their studies in the classroom and acquire also problem solving skills in life if they want to have successful careers. She's a very beautiful lady, and she works at Webster University. Now, she says you need more than book knowledge to be successful, and she has explained this, saying that you have to be innovative. You have to find out ways to create solutions to the different problems around you. Remember earlier on when we were speaking about waste management and how the Environmental Protection Agency was urging Ghanaians to use waste products, especially plastic waste products like plastic bottles, to make wealth. This is something similar to that. You have to look for ways to create solutions with the problems around you. You have to look for things that are challenges to others, and then you find a way of making that challenge a benefit. And these are ways of not only making wealth but also of changing your society and changing something that has not been done in a long time around you. Now, you all know that waste management and turning of plastic bottles into art and into furniture and into other creative stuff has been in existence for a long time now. But you should know that the same people who are doing it are not the same people who will be doing it maybe 10 years or 5 years from now. So those of us who are coming up, we need to acquire those skills and do well with them. The same way this lady by name Madam Christa or Madam Elsie says it is very important that young people will be able to adapt to the changing world, and they have to learn the skills they need to adapt to this change. Now, she says pursuing this skills outside of the classroom is very necessary, and so she's calling on the youth to be humble and to be receptive to constructive feedback. You know how some people, they don't want to listen to some of these things. Even when you tell some of the youth about the advantages and the benefits from farming, some of them will shy away from it. They have a certain mentality that maybe riches or money is only where, for example, it's only in a bank, it's only in a certain field, and they don't want to go through the tax of labor. They don't want to go through the tax of doing things, hard work with their hands. They don't want to go to the tax of digging the soil, those kind of things. And one funny thing is that even with farming, you can farm without necessarily digging with a hoe. There are a lot of machinery. There are a lot of things you can apply, to make farming easier and better for you. But you just have to learn from the beginning stages to know how it is done. But when you mention farming like this for some youth, they'll tell you it's for poor people, or they'll tell you it's for a certain class of people. You get it? And this is why those people, when they are looking for ways to be successful in the future, they are not able to make it because they have been brainwashed from the real ways, the other ways of earning an income. So when the other ways, the ways that they are geared towards does not succeed, when it fails, they are locked up in ways to make it. And you see that now they'll be forced into going into some form of cyber crime or some other forms of duping or frauding or any other criminal activity that will bring them money, and they will tell you others are doing it so they can also do it, but it's wrong. All of this starts from the fact that people don't look at the I'll use the word, the local ways around us, the local ways of making money around us. Look, you don't have to sell pure water on the street to be successful, but there are people who sell pure water and have gotten to the point where they have established pure water businesses and are making incomes more than people who are even in a bank. They are saving huge monies in banks. You get it? And this is just pure water. The question is, where did they start from? They started from the streets. Maybe they started from pure water and an ice chest. Maybe they started from a small kiosk somewhere. The problem with the youth, some of the youth these days, is that they don't want to go through the process. And I understand them because sometimes the process is hard. Let's all be honest. Going through the process is hard, and sometimes people don't want to go through the shame of it. They don't want their friends and their mates to see them selling pure water. They don't want their mates and their friends to see them driving a trotro. They don't want their mates and their friends to see them, farming, doing all these other types of works that have some sort of a low esteem attached to it. And that's the problem. But you will have to go through it before you get to the next stage. Because the person who is driving a trotro today, tomorrow will be owning trotro businesses and will be owning a fleet of cars. The same person who is farming on 1 acre today, tomorrow will have probably 40 acres of farmland, and he will not be using that same cutlass and hoe method. He'll be using some agricultural, advanced methods. He'll probably be using loaders, combine harvesters, all these sophisticated things. But you have to start from somewhere. So our hope is that the youth will be able to accept these other local ways of making income, not only for being successful in future, but also for a day that things don't go on well in the other field in which they are interested in. You get it? Madam Elsie added that through school you are receiving book knowledge, but you also need a skill set to be able to succeed. Many of us have put our minds into getting an A in exam or getting a first class, and that is good. But what is your first class going to do if, for example, somebody blesses you with a big piece of land and tells you it is yours, you can use it for farming? You get it? It will do nothing. You now have to go back and learn how to do all that. You get it? So there's the need for you to learn those other skills, learn those other abilities, so that in the future it could be a big benefit not only to yourself but to the whole nation. Now Madam Elsie also highlighted on the essence of networking and also leadership skills. That's also another thing. The youth need to understand that networking is very important. Even let's look at how collaborations work in our music industries. You know that one artist is big in an area, maybe let's say Kumasi, and another artist is very big in Tema. When the two of them come on a track, you see how far they go. They don't go just in Tema and Kumasi, but they reach the whole nation. That's the way networking is. The youth need to understand making the right partnerships with the right people. It's about time you stop partnering with, drunkards, with, true ones, with people who are disturbances, people who are just making a fool of themselves. and you network with the right people. Look for people and friends and mates or colleagues who are interested in achieving the things you want to achieve. Look at people who want to reach big places in life. Look for people who want to make it big in life. Look for people who are serious and passionate about some of the things you have heard of that you are not sure you'll be able to do. So that when you network with such people, you open a chance for you not only to learn more, but to reach a bigger audience when you start to pursue that career path or that thing of interest of yours. And then the next thing to also look up is leadership roles. Some of you have to understand what it means to be a leader, how to be led yourself before you also lead somebody. You also have to learn how to be a son, or how to go through sonship or daughtership, if I can use that word. How to be under someone, how to learn from the person, how to be humble, and then also how to make it to the next level where you also be now someone who is leading somebody. You get it? Because beyond book knowledge, these things are critical. She also added that the youth need to seek out good mentors. You don't just get up and say I want a leader, and then you just go and get some leader who's poisonous, or who is very destructive, or who has very very evil motives. You look for a leader who's not just successful by making things work in evil ways, but who's successful and who has the fear of God in him, who has the good self motives, who has good self principles, who's looking out for the good of every individual. You get it? Madam Elsie said she herself, she still has mentors even at her age, and she talks to them and exchanges ideas with them so that they can make her a better person. You get it? And this is someone who is a campus director. If you see her, she's a grown woman, beautiful, fair skinned and all, and we are sure she has kids, but she still is going under mentorship. She still has people who she receives advices from. So how much more a youth who is between 16 to 26 years old? You get what we are saying? So she's saying that one needs a lot of things in the pursuit of success, but you have to be willing to go through these processes to reach there. You need to take the skills that you are possessing and combine it with what you learn from school, and also look at mentorship, humility, and all these things, so you can be able to get to the place where you hope on getting to. Now, there's another thing that we need to look at, that the world is becoming much bigger. It's the same world. There's nothing seriously that is becoming extra about it, but things are being discovered every day. Our immediate environment is changing every day. There are a lot of things that are not in existence anymore because times are changing. Look, just some years ago, something came out as a pandemic, and it wiped away a lot of people. You get it? Do you know the amount of wealth a person could have made, and how it could have changed the whole scope if there was a certain drug that was made during that time, at exactly that time that it was very prevalent, and not later, after some 2 years after, before you are hearing COVID vaccine, COVID what. You get what we're saying? And now if you look at it, how many people were even able to take these vaccines, and how many people are even alive? There are people who were even taking the vaccines that were even dying from them. So you get it? So what we are trying to say is, you need to learn and understand that our world is becoming bigger and things can change at any time. So don't base your success just on school education, just on getting a degree, just on a first class, just on a master's, just on a PhD. You get it? Because even those things, people can even get them by purchasing them nowadays in certain fields. So all in all, our aim is to get the youth to look at making success also through other ways, looking on the streets and looking at other people. Thank you very much for listening. Have a nice day, and please leave your comments in the section below on what you think about book knowledge and about being successful.